A new public safety initiative has recently launched in Rossland. The Masks for All program encourages all citizens to wear masks while in public. And organizers are currently seeking help from the community.
Well, the Masks for All initiative is actually a really cool project. We have so many frontline workers, healthcare workers, people, out in the world who really need those, professionally made PPE, the, personal protective equipment. And we don't want to take anything away from that. But we're also looking to provide people in the public with a little added protection. And so cloth masks have become considered useful in this regard. So we, as a volunteer group, are putting together people who want to volunteer to sew and make the masks with people in the community who want to wear the masks.
So we're in a really unique situation here where we have an infectious disease that's a bit stealthy. We don't know who's carrying it. We know there's asymptomatic people. We know that some people, a minority of people, are dying of it, but in huge clusters. So in order to stop the spread and to keep our population safe, we think that the use of masks, however imperfect, is one layer of protection that people can use.
We absolutely don't want to be taking PPE from frontline people, right? We didn't want that. And we also want people to know that it's an additive measure. We don't want people to get overconfident. It's still massively important to keep the physical distance of 2 meters, wash your hands, stay home, stay away from others, anybody outside your household, just steer clear as much as possible. And that's especially true for seniors and people with compromised immune systems. So initially, the Masks for All thing got kind of a slow start because we had these other concerns. We didn't want people, thinking that this is all they had to do. And because it isn't, it's really just something to do in addition to the other things that you're already doing.
We really don't want people to take away from the supply of first responders and, physicians and people that need the N95. So we're looking at cloth masks now. And I'm also been working with industry, and we're looking at rolling out a disposable, biodegradable, locally sourced paper supply of masks that can be put in supermarkets, put in pharmacies, and maybe even hockey games. We don't know, how far and how long we're going to need to do that. But we are working up on industrial supply. And so the more we can get people to wear their masks and understand why it's important to protect other people until we get through this, which could be a matter of months, and trying to be positive that we'll be okay here, but just extra insurance.
Until there's a vaccine and until people really get a handle on this disease, we are going to have to live differently than we've lived in the past. But that said, we still need to get our economy going. People need to get out. They need to socialize and see their friends and, all of that kind of thing. It's just we have to follow the advice of our provincial healthcare officer and do everything Dr. Bonnie says. I mean, it's so important. But I think we will see some of these, restrictions lifted. And in order to make those restrictions, in order to lift those restrictions, we have to still be really, really careful how we interact with each other.
So when you're putting on a mask, you want to make sure that you, put it on to your face, clean your hands first, put it on your face, put it around your ears. Some people, if they're wearing it for a long time, they get sore and they use a paper clip to hold it onto their head in the loops. But if you have a loop one or a tie one, depends which one you have, and you put it on the front of your face, mold it to your nose to the best that's comfortable. If you wear glasses, I recommend you put your glasses on after that. And then generally, if you can, avoid touching it, right? Assume that the front of your mask is like the front grille of your car that collects butt. It's going to be the dirty part, right? It's the part that you meet the world with. And then, and once you're done doing what you need to do, and then take it off from the back or untie it from the back and ideally dispose of it. Although in reality, some people are having to reuse their masks because we don't have much supply. If it's a cloth mask, as the ones that are being made, then we ask that hopefully people have more than one, but that they wash it afterwards in sort of a hot or warm water, soapy water, and let it dry.
We want people to have the option to have a mask. And not everyone, myself included, is a seamstress, right? I probably couldn't sew my way out of a paper bag, but we've got lots of people who are volunteering. We've got Rotaries involved. We can have donations to Rotary, and people can donate for cash that then we turn into supplies for the seamstresses. So far, people who are doing the actual sewing work have been pretty much using their own supplies. We haven't had many people say, oh yeah, I need supplies, but there are some, and so we're prepared. I delivered some fabric to somebody just yesterday that I got from somebody else, so that kind of thing. So we're looking for donations at the Rotary site. You go on the Rotary site and then just click that it's for the Mask for All program, and that's great. We've already seen some donations come in there. We'll be looking around at other places for potential donors if we find that's a big need. Right now, it's really a grassroots thing. The community is stepping up and providing the materials and the labor to make the masks. And then I'm taking names of people who want them. So anyone who wants one or anyone who wants to sew can contact me at mayor@rossland.ca. And we're coordinating those two efforts. And then there's lots of people who are sewing masks in town that they just give to their family and friends. So it's widespread.
Well, that's it for this special episode of The Community Producers. If you've got a story idea or suggestion for us, send us an email to shawspotlightwestkootenay@sjrb.ca. I'm Christina Kruczkowski. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay home.